My name is Danielle.
My name is Cassidy.
We love you, Glama!
Oh, I love you too, Glama girls. Hi everyone, Glama here. Welcome back to Glam It Up with Glama. This is journal entry number 233, and if you'll notice, I'm wearing the same thing as what I was wearing in the last video that you probably saw. It's the same day. In the other video I was doing, and I got eyelash extensions, and so I was also at the end of the video getting ready because I was going to go to a doctor's appointment, and I asked a lot of y'all if you wanted to hear anything about any of that, what the results of the blood work were and everything. And I thought it was kind of I thought it would be relevant to talk about on here, because what actually made me go to the doctor a few weeks ago to get my blood drawn was to find out some stuff. Because of my age, I was just feeling things and struggling with some things, and so I just wanted to see what was going on with me, and so I thought it was appropriate to talk about it on here. And I asked some of y'all if you were interested in discussing it, and even though I haven't heard back yet, because I'm just now done editing the eyelash extension video, but I went to the doctor, came back, edited that other video, and thought, you know what, let me just sit down right now that it's all fresh in my head and discuss the results of what the doctor just told me. So if you're interested in knowing what initially took me to the doctor a few weeks ago and what the blood work lab results were, then stick around. Let's go. Okay, so I know I'm kind of a bit of a mess. I feel like I'm a little disheveled, and I feel like I'm a little bit overwhelmed. I'm still trying to, I don't know, grasp everything that the doctor said. It's all over my head, and it's all very, I don't know, concerning. At one point, I was telling my husband, what if, okay, well, first let me back up. Let me start off by saying that what took me to the doctor a few weeks ago is that I know that you've heard me talk about my weight gain and how I've gained like 35 pounds in such a short time. When I got here to Texas about 3 years ago, I was 110 pounds, and even then I was like 5 pounds overweight in my opinion for as short as I am. I'm 4'11 and a half. All my life I've been 90, 95, 100 pounds, which is perfect for someone as short as me. And so even at 110, I've always wanted to get back to my 100 or 105 weight. But anyway, in the last 3 years, I've just gained 35 pounds. And I don't know why, because I don't eat any more than I used to. As a matter of fact, I eat less, it seems like, when I do have food that isn't good for me. Like sometimes I'll go to, you know, get a burger or whatever. I don't even eat the whole burger. So I just told Adam, something's got to be wrong, and we need to figure out what's going on with me. And I've been going through some depression and stuff because of the weight gain and other things that have happened in my life, but we won't discuss all of that right now. But I thought this would be a good place to talk about this, because I'm sure that many of y'all have experienced or are gonna be experiencing or are going through the same thing right now. So I've kind of been wondering if I'm going through menopause or perimenopause, as they call it, premenopause, because I went, this is, you know, so if there's any guys in here, you probably don't want to hear any of this because it doesn't really relate to you. But for any of you women that are watching, I'm sure you won't get grossed out by this, but I had stopped having a period. I believe my last period was like in June, and then I didn't have another one until November. So I went like 4 months without one. And then I got one in November, and then didn't get one again, and then another few months went by, and so it's just been, and so I thought, you know what, I'm at the beginning of menopause, I think, and maybe that's why I'm gaining weight or whatever. But anyway, I was just tired of trying to exercise, trying to eat right, and not seeing any results with my weight. And so anyway, I thought, you know what, it's time to go to the doctor. Let's see what's going on. Maybe I need hormone replacement, or maybe who knows what I need. So anyway, they drew like four big vials of blood from me when I went to the doctor, and they were going to check for a lot of things. I told them about fatigue, how I don't have energy, I don't sleep at night, I sometimes go to bed at 3, sometimes 5:30 in the morning. My husband gets up at 6. I'm just going to bed at 5:30 and he's getting up, and so it's like I don't sleep. And what else? What have been some of the other symptoms? I have joint pain. I don't think I've had hot flashes. What I call them are warm flashes, because what it feels like to me is kind of like when you get embarrassed and your face turns red and you feel a hot flush come over you, or a warm flush come over you. That's kind of what I feel. So I call them warm flashes because it's not unbearable. Like, oh, I've heard some women just get really red and sweaty and just like almost want to scream. Well, I haven't experienced that. It's been more like warm flashes, and I have been getting mild night sweats, and which is really unusual for me, because even in the summertime I have a blanket and a comforter over me, and my husband has a ceiling fan on, so I'm covered up. But lately I've been throwing the covers off and not wanting them on me. So I just knew there was things going on. Let me try to think if there's any other. Oh, and brain fogginess and forgetfulness and stuff like that I knew. I mean, and I just thought, well, I'm getting old. I'm 53 years old. Of course you're changing. But anyway, I wanted to know what I could do for it, and if there was something that we could do for it that would not only help with those symptoms, but also with my weight loss, because it's very depressing. None of my clothes fits nice. So anyway, got the blood drawn, went and got the results today, and I've got the results right here. A bunch of lab work. So all of these are the results. It's like 15 pages worth. So I'll just kind of give you, so this might be TMI for y'all. You might not be interested. If you're not, then you can just click out. But my heart looks good. He did so many different tests. Everything looks good. Vascular looks good. No plaque buildup, so that's all good. Something called, okay, so now in the inflammation department, it goes by departments. There's like connective tissue disease, inflammation, just all kinds of stuff. So everything in the cardiac, everything looked good, but once we got to the inflammation, there was something called HSCRP. The numbers should be between 0.0 to 0.9 minus 39.3. So that's extremely high. So you can see right here that I should be in the green. Well, the marker is way over here in the red. So green means good, yellow means borderline, and red means abnormal. So I'm way in the abnormal on that. So that's one thing that's concerning to him. I'm really good. I'm awesome in the B12. Connective tissue, everything's great. Lipid management, okay. So this is where I've got some yellows going on here and some reds. So we'll talk about the yellows first. Total cholesterol, my numbers should be at like 200. I'm at like 211. So that's high, but it's not abnormal yet. It's in the borderline. The HDL, which is your good fat, I'm low in. The number should be 65. I'm 52. The LDL, which is the bad fat, I'm high in, of course. So the LDL should be at 100. I'm at 145. Let me see, something else says that I should be at 60 to 117. I'm at 107. And then something else says I should be at 50 and I'm at 81. So just, you know, that's kind of concerning. So we got to get that in check. But what was really concerning for him was when we got to the diabetes and weight management part of it. So they do a hemoglobin test, and that's to determine, or part of what that determines is whether you're diabetic or not. Your numbers should be between 4.0 and 5.6. And if you're over 5.6, once you hit 5.7 to 6.4, you are considered pre-diabetic. So I am considered pre-diabetic, and I'm shocked. My number was 6.0, and so like I said, 5.7 to 6.4 is pre-diabetic. So he was very concerned about that. Okay, so I'm 6.0. Once I hit 6.5, I am full-blown diabetic. So he's very concerned about that. So we need to figure out what is going on with my diet and what I can cut out, because we've been eating pretty healthy lately. I mean, once in a while I'll have McDonald's, but not very often. And when I do, I don't even eat the whole burger, like I said. So that, I'm still trying to absorb that. The fact that I'm pre-diabetic. I'm in the category of pre-diabetic. I don't think any of my family members, my immediate family members, are diabetic. I do know that I have an aunt and cousins that are diabetic. So I don't know. When I think, I guess I shouldn't think of having to be obese in order to be diabetic, because I know that when you're, 300, 350, that there's a high risk. I thought, that's just me being ignorant, not knowing. And I know that I'm 35 pounds overweight, but wow, I mean, maybe it's what I'm eating. Maybe I'm eating too much sugars. He asked, what do I eat? Do I have a lot of sugars? And I really don't. I have one soda, and it's a Diet Pepsi, and in the evening time, we'll do like a flavored yogurt for dessert type thing. I don't drink alcohol. Maybe once in a great blue moon, I'll have I'll have a drink or something. He did ask if I drink flavored teas that might have a lot of sugar, and I do have the Lipton can, the powdered can of tea that I make myself a pitcher of it, and I'll have a little glass for lunch with a bunch of crushed ice, just very little tea in it. So not enough, I didn't think, to be dangerous. But anyway, so that's something that's very concerning. And then ferritin. I guess ferritin is considered is iron, basically. Low number is 22 to 287, and I'm at 25, so I'm way on the low end of it. So he wants to get me up 50 points on that. So at the end of all this that I explained to you, I'll let you know what he ended up telling me that we need to do. Okay, I've got some more red marks over here, and this is in the calcium, bone, and mineral health. And so parathyroid hormone. Okay, so he was concerned about that too. I'm on the high side. The number should be 15 to 65. I'm at 69.8, so I'm in the red, so it's high. Vitamin D, the number should be 30 to 100. I'm at 12. So he was very, very concerned about that. And so I asked him, what would I be feeling since I'm so deficient in vitamin D? And he says, are you feeling fogginess in the brain? Are you feeling fatigue? Are you depressed? And I'm like, yes, yes, and yes. So all those things that I've explained to you as to why I went to the doctor, there's proof right there as to why I've been feeling this way. And he says, as low as this is, he says, I wouldn't put it past the fact that you've been low in vitamin D most of your life. And most of my life, I have had depression. I have always been kind of lethargic and, just, not a lot of energy. And so, I mean, I've probably had this for a really, really long time. So he's really concerned about that. Let me see. Hepatic. Okay, this is where he's super concerned because it doesn't make sense to him or I. Hepatic is the liver. So he got really serious when he talked about the diabetes and the vitamin D and this. These are the three things that were really, really concerning to him. ALT, the numbers should be 5 to 33. Mine is 1 44. Oh my word. Whew. So this is low. This is good. I am way over here. AST, the numbers should be 5 to 32. I'm 139. Alkaline phosphatase should be, or however you say that, should be at 35 to 104. I'm at 161. So with these numbers for my liver, you would think that I was an alcoholic or something. And so he says, I remember I've gone through your paperwork from the last time you were here, and you said that you have one drink every few months. I said, yeah. He says, and this right here would indicate something differently, or there's something in your diet. But he wants to do a sonogram, and so we've got that scheduled for tomorrow to go do the sonogram. Because he says what it could be is, it could be fat in the liver, like fatty liver disease, something, I forget, I don't know what that's called, but he basically said fatty liver disease. So we'll see what is going on with that. And then what scared me is after he was still talking about the high numbers in the hepatic, he said, does cancer run in your family? And I said, no. So now I'm worried that it's possibly cancer. So I don't know. I don't want to alarm myself or anyone else yet, but I'm a little alarmed. Okay. I don't even want to discuss that too much. The next thing, thyroid. Okay, so the other part of that thyroid was high, and this part, thyroid continue, says, I should have had my glasses on this whole time. Frae, F-R-A-E, T3, I should be at 2.0 to 4.4. I'm at 2.2, so I'm on the way low side. So the thyroid could be contributing to the weight gain. What else? The diabetes part of it could be contributing to the weight gain and why I can't lose weight. Even the vitamin D, he said. Okay, so I'm going to skip all the other stuff that looks good, and then we come to something called, so we're in hormones now. Follicle stimulating hormone. My number should be, I don't know what it should be, it doesn't tell you. There's a bunch of numbers over here, but my number is 42.2, so I'm way over here. So we'll see what's going on with that. Hematology, hemogram. The RDW is high. I'm at 15. And it should be at 11.7 to 14.4, so I'm on the red side. I'm on the red there. Let me see if there's anything else. I think that's pretty much it, but what else? I mean, oh my word. Okay, so at the end of all that, he turned the papers around and he wrote down some notes of what we're going to do about all that. It sounds like everything is pretty much treatable. It's treatable, other than we're concerned about the liver part of it all. That's why we're going to do the sonogram. But everything else, so what he did is he is prescribing me something for the thyroid. I don't know what it's called, because he called it in. He didn't give us a prescription. He called it in. I'm supposed to take it on an empty stomach. Okay, so for vitamin D, he's giving me 50,000 something, whatever. But anyway, it's 10 weeks worth, which is really, really a long time, he says, because my vitamin D is so low. So that should start helping me with my mood and fatigue. And oh, it's even supposed to help with like hair, because I do have little balding spots here and there, and not balding spots, but thinning spots. But my hair grows pretty fast anyway, though, which is really weird. And my nails grow really fast. So anyway, we're going to take care of that. And then he gave me a really good quality multivitamin that I'll take once a day, and then iron that I'm going to be taking once a day. So it sounds like I probably can stop taking the iron once that gets good. The multivitamin I'll probably take all the time. Vitamin D for 10 weeks. The thyroid, I don't know if I have to take that all the time or until the numbers look better. And then we'll see what's going on with my liver tomorrow. So I'm really worried about the liver part and the diabetes part because we don't eat that bad. So I don't know what else I can change in my diet. So ladies, if you haven't gone to the doctor in a while and you're feeling any of these symptoms that I'm telling you, I'm just the type of person that doesn't go to the doctor if I don't have to. I won't even take an aspirin or ibuprofen unless I am like just dying of a headache. Then I'll take one, but normally I'll just go to bed early so that I don't have to take anything. I hate taking medicine. I hate going to the doctor. But don't do what I did and put it off. Go to the doctor, get checked out, get your yearly exams and stuff. I just highly recommend that. I care about you guys. I want y'all to be healthy. I want to be healthy, and I'll continue to keep you updated on everything. Once we do the sonogram tomorrow and I find out the results, then I will let y'all know. I'll either make a separate video or I'll mention it in one of my Get Ready With Me's or something. If it's nothing scary, then I'll probably just mention it in a Get Ready With Me video. If it's something that I think I should address with y'all, because maybe some of y'all might be going through it, then I'll make a separate video for you guys. But please, ladies, go and get yourself checked. If you're feeling fatigue, depression, just anything that you know isn't your normal self, go and get things checked out. One other thing that I did do, this place here, it's awesome. It's an awesome place. I don't have the card with me, but I'll put the name of it somewhere here. If you're in the Alamo Ranch area in San Antonio, you need to go here. This place has everything. I mean, if you have a hangover and you don't want the hangover the next day, they have an IV drip for you. If you're feeling tired and you need a pick-me-up, they've got another IV drip for that. So what I ended up doing here, I've got more paperwork, and it's not going to mess with any of the things that he prescribed for me. As a matter of fact, he said it could be helpful and boost. It could help speed up the healing of all these other things that he prescribed for me. It's called Lipo-B injections, and it can be used for weight loss, but it has so many other benefits. So rather than boring y'all about all of that, you guys can go and look it up. I'll just read a teeny bit about it. Here, I'll read a couple paragraphs. If the conventional method of diet and exercise for losing weight isn't working for you, then look no further. You may not have considered that what you need is a replenishment of important vitamins and minerals that your body is lacking. You may be in dire need of the essential vitamins and minerals that enable you to lose the fat and burn off the pounds. If you're ready to get rid of that stubborn fat, give your body what it's craving. The human body is equipped with what it needs to burn fat efficiently. It just needs help to stimulate hormones and enzymes to get back to work so you can get your life back. Oh, when's it gonna stop? And so that was under explaining Lipo-B injections for weight loss. And then it says how. How does it work with, how does it help? Oh my word, somebody pick it up. So this is how. Yay. The body requires nutrition and vitamins to stimulate the right hormones, excuse me, to function correctly. So your body will let go of the fat stores it's been holding on to. Don't go under the knife, don't suffer with extreme dieting, and certainly don't starve yourself anymore. Lipotropic injections, I hope I said it right, for weight loss may be just what you're looking for. What are lipotropic injections? It contains a solution of lipotropic nutrients that are made up of one or more of the following fat-burning compounds. Is it choline, C-H-O-L-I-N-E, choline or choline? Inositol, methionine, amino acids, vitamin B12, and other vitamins and minerals. Each of these properties are important because they each have a key role in utilizing fat, distributing energy, and removing toxins from the body. Anyway, it goes into a lot of stuff. the B12 is going to be so helpful for me, even though I'm pretty good in B12 according to my blood work labs. I'm pretty good at that, but it's going to help boost things up. It talks about vitamin D and how it's going to help me with vitamin D deficiency, which is so weird that there's kind of an answer. It's kind of like a sister answer for the things that he prescribed to me, because I made sure that I wasn't going to be hurting myself by doing these injections and trying to do the thyroid medicine and the iron and the vitamin D and everything else. He says, no, it's going to work in conjunction with it. It's going to help clear things up even faster. So anyway, I'm not going to bore you with all that. Just go online and look up Lipo-B injections. It's MIC/Lipo-B injections. So anyway, I'm really excited about this. It's supposed to help tremendously with weight loss, curbing your appetite, just getting everything where it needs to be. The nurse explained to me that you're gonna feel a sense of, you're gonna just be energetic, and you're gonna just be wanting to exercise. It's, you know, just, it sounds like it's a really good deal. So I haven't read it completely. Well, actually, I have read it all, but I want to reread it to fully understand it. So I don't want to tell you to go and do this because it might not be right for you. I went to a doctor. The doctor suggested this along with the other things. So I don't want you to go out and do it just because I said, see your doctor first. But please go get checked out if you're feeling any of these symptoms, especially if you're in my age range. I'm 53. If you're 40 to, and older, and even you don't have to be old to get diabetes. Look at Nick Jonas. He has diabetes, and I think he's had it since he was a teenager. So we need to get checked out. So anyway, that's it. This is a long video. I will continue to keep you updated and let you know what's going on. So don't forget how much I love you. I really love you. So go get yourself checked out. And don't forget to love yourselves and everyone you come in contact with. All right. I love you.
Thank you for watching our Glama's channel.